Hello and welcome to National Focus. I'm your presenter, Mervin. Thank you for joining us. Top in the headlines, entrepreneurs trained on writing winning project proposals. 27 graduate from the St. Martin's Secondary School, and Ariane Ralph is a 2013 valedictorian of the Goodwill Secondary School. Stay with us for details of the headline stories and others right after the break.
The facts as they are, brought to you every day, only on GIS Channel 7.
Welcome back. Time now for the details of the news. Small business enterprises on the island are being trained on how to write winning project proposals, which will attract grant funding from the Caribbean Export Development Agency. The Caribbean Export Development Agency is a regional trade and investment agency serving 15 CARIFORUM countries in investment, trade and export development. The agency is partnering with the Dominica Export-Import Agency and a number of other local business support agencies to increase the awareness of how to access its small grant scheme. A one-day workshop on the Direct Assistance Grant Scheme took place at the Fortin Hotel on Wednesday.
The purpose of the workshop is to increase awareness of Dominican firms and business support organizations of the Direct Assistance Grant Scheme. So we are targeting both the firms individually and business support organizations. So we have business support organizations in the public sector and also business support organizations in the private sector. And if we can enhance and build capacity at both levels, I think it will make it easier for us in terms of our ability to present winning proposals that we can submit to the Caribbean Export.
Under the 9th EDF Direct Assistance Grant Scheme for the period 2008 to 2010, 2 applications were submitted from Dominica, with only one firm being awarded grant assistance from the Caribbean Export Development Agency. Under the current 10th EDF, 13 firms from Dominica applied for assistance, with only 4 companies having met the requirements to be awarded grants. DEXA is hoping that Wednesday's workshop will provide local business entrepreneurs with the requisite skills to write the type of business plans which will attract funding from the Caribbean Export.
One of the strong objectives we have here today is after the workshop, we would have built that capacity that would allow us to be able to submit more proposals, more winning proposals to Caribbean Export. We also would want to explain and illustrate to the business support organizations and firms how to prepare an application for grant funding. So the applications, and some of you who have done business plans, a lot of what we would be talking about today would follow some similar format in terms of what you do for your business plans. What your goals are, what the outputs, what methodology that you use. You need to describe the activities, your action plan, and budget development. So these are fairly standard, but the advantage that you have is that the grants that we are probably planning to have a call for proposals for, those grants will be awarded by Caribbean Export. And Caribbean Export is here to tell you what it is that they will be looking for in the proposals that you'll be writing to them.
Cook Brown, Senior Grant Advisor of the Caribbean Export Development Agency, says because of the competitive nature of the grant scheme, it is critical that better proposals are submitted from Dominica and other OECS territories.
We need to write better proposals. As it was pointed out earlier, it is very, very competitive. And it really comes down to a score. There is no preferential treatment given to any one country. But as my board member is going to a board meeting shortly at the end of this month, there may be some changes coming, but it won't be anything drastic. But I do believe that it may in some way favor the OECS territories but that is something still on the books. But having said that, it does not mean that we can't, with the persons here today or persons who you interact or invite them to participate in this process, that certainly after participating today, you'd be able to write a better proposal or have an understanding of the kinds of information we're looking for. And it's not feel-good information. So I just want to let you know, it really doesn't matter who you know at Caribbean Export or whether or not you know the board member. Really and truly what it comes down to is each company providing the information as to what they need funding for. And the reasons are only known to you, nobody else. And if those reasons are not carefully explained or elaborated on, then I can assure you your proposal won't do very well.
Lloyd Pascal of the OECS Competitive Business Unit says the ability of firms to write winning project proposals is a necessity for the growth and development of small businesses in the region.
I believe that we have fallen short on that skill of being able to write proper proposals that will actually attract the attention of our funding agencies and be able to bring some rewards and results to our businesses. And that is very critical for us because we, as small business persons, we need to be able to take advantage of the opportunities like these where funding is available or made available by agencies like the European Union or even the USDA on such agencies. And we can take advantage of these initiatives to better our operations and to improve our skills within our own business concerns.
The Caribbean Export Development Agency has awarded grants to firms from CARIFORUM countries to sectors including agriculture, agro-processing, business support organizations, creative industries, health and wellness, information and communication technologies, manufacturing, professional services, and tourism. In other news, Tuesday's graduation ceremony of the St. Martin's Secondary School brought cheers of success, tears of happiness, and many memories for 27 graduates. The members of the class of 2013 gathered at the Arak House of Culture on their final day as high school seniors before proud parents and family members. Dominica's president, His Excellency Eliud Williams, and his wife were among the official guests. The graduating class was also graced with the presence of the head of the Catholic schools, His Lordship Gabriel Marzier. School head girl Brianna Peltier had the honor of welcoming all to the afternoon ceremony.
It is with great pleasure that I welcome you to this year's graduation and prize-giving ceremony with the theme, "Our desire for success exceeds our fear of failure." Graduation is an important point in our lives, and it only gets harder from here on. For some of us, our next step into life is going on to achieve a higher level of education or into the world of work.
The 2014 graduating class was recognized by school principal Andrea Christian for accomplishing distinction level for the first time in 4 years.
This year, 3 of you reached distinction level, and it is the first time in 4 years that we have pulled out the red sashes. Congratulations. You have desired success and grasped it. You are our best. Now set your hands and minds to the task of nation building and excel at it.
Valedictorian Kellyanne Joseph walked away with numerous subject prizes, including mathematics, social studies, information technology, principles of accounts, and principles of business. Ms. Joseph received several awards too, including the OD Brisbane Award for Business and Technology, the Jays Limited Award for Discipline, the Merit Recognition Award, the Rotary Shield for Punctuality and Regularity, and the Victor Joseph Award for Public Spirit. Kellyanne, who also received the Principal Award, took to the podium and proudly shared some of her high school experiences. She thanked the many individuals who supported her along a path of success.
I would like to thank my family, my mother, Francisca Joseph, my father, sisters, Princess Rina and Sheena, and my grandmother, Madeline. You all inspired me, you motivated me, you encouraged me to do my best. My mother has been my mentor, coach, and disciplinarian. Mom, you did a great job. I know it was hard, but you persevered. And today I'm standing proudly on this auspicious moment. Thank you.
Ms. Joseph, in her remarks to her fellow graduates, stated that the true path of success is through the fear of failing.
Once we believe in ourselves, we know we can face any outcome. In doing this, we have the opportunity to lead a life of excitement and success. I believe the true path of success is through the fear of failure. If you aren't scared enough of failing, you are unlikely to succeed. It's not pleasant to fail, it's tough. All of us experience failure. You will too if you haven't already. Use your experience of failure to succeed.
Meanwhile, featured speaker Delia Coffey Weeks shared a few guidelines with the graduates on the road to success.
Follow your passion. Stay true to yourself. Never follow someone else's path unless you're in the woods and you're lost and you see a path, then by all means you should follow that. Do one thing at a time. Give each experience all your attention. Try to resist being distracted by other sights and sounds, other thoughts and tasks. And if and when you are distracted, guide your mind back to what you're doing. Stay focused.
The graduation ceremony was held under the theme, "Our desire for success exceeds our fear of failure." In more news, focusing on business-like developmental strategies and policies is critical in creating a productive environment in any organization. This was the message sent to members of the 2013 Dominica Rotary Club during their investiture ceremony and dinner. The function, hosted at the Fortune Hotel on the 27th of June, was held to not only commemorate the swearing-in of the new club president and members of the board, but to reflect on past accomplishments and derive new ways of general club improvement. During the function, keynote speaker as well as general manager of the National Bank of Dominica, Michael Bird, offered advice on how the organization can benefit by focusing on key developmental areas by comparing the club to the National Bank of Dominica.
The Rotary Club has to be looked at as a form of business in order to ensure that you have the trust of your members and the communities in which you serve. In other words, we must ensure that we have a good governance structure in place. This is critical in fulfilling your mission to provide service to others. Both our organizations have within our credo to serve the communities in which we operate in.
Bird also noted that, like a bank, full responsibility as well as professionalism must be given when dealing with loans and other financial matters.
As you're obtaining funds in trust from either outside the country or from donations in one form or another locally, like a bank, you have to ensure that your members are committed to the cause and that integrity and trust is paramount and at the forefront.
He further mentioned several key areas that can be applied to satisfy the basic necessities of good governance.
Service philosophy statement, which characterizes the organization's position on customer or community service. And it is our commitment to providing the best possible service to satisfy our customers' needs at every point. This will build both the trust and our brand and set ourselves apart from the competition.
The general manager additionally pointed out service pillars, service standards, as well as service values, which underscore the principles which must be adhered to in order to fulfill the organization's customer service mission. In terms of growth, Bird maintained that organic growth has to be a deliberate strategy, and so an organization must look closer for opportunities derived from existing customers.
A strong centralized command and control. For you, this starts with the local team in Dominica and extends throughout the region and the international teams that you work for. We have the same type of structured functional reporting. This culture and environment must be created at the top. Clear goals, guidelines, and protocols must be set for the teams. This does not mean micromanaging, but rather the central command must stay strategically ahead of the general body.
He advised the club that a recruitment policy, ongoing training, strong leadership and a motivated team are all crucial for an efficient and productive organizational body. Ariane Ralph is the 2013 valedictorian of the Goodwill Secondary School. Ralph walked away with several awards during Wednesday's graduation ceremony at the Arak House of Culture, including English A, Human and Social Biology, Home Management, Athletics and Netball. She also received awards for the Most Outstanding Clothing and Textiles Student, Most Outstanding Food and Nutrition Student and Sportswoman of the Year.
Our goals are set. Our future is bright and our wings are already made. All we have to do is fly. My fellow graduates, rather friends, my future expectations are high. What about yours? I do not plan to stake my success at this point. I plan to bring it to greater levels, higher heights, and by God's grace, I know I'll rise. You can too. Like the mythical phoenix, we will rise together. As we say our goodbyes to our yesterday, let's hope for the future. I tell you, if opportunity doesn't knock at you, build the door so you can knock at it.
The Salutatorian Award was presented to Claire Hogan, who captured awards in Principles of Accounts, Principles of Business, Mathematics, and the Most Outstanding Business Student Award. Jemima Murphy received the Principals Award for School Spirit, Discipline, Deportment, and Regularity. She also captured the Julius Timothy Award for Discipline, Leadership, and School Spirit, and also captured the Debaters Award. School Principal David Maxime noted the achievements of the school in sports, culture, and at the school's arts festival. He also applauded the graduates for their achievement.
Are you willing and are you determined to persevere? Realize your goal and thus execute the duties which will be placed in your hands. Yours is the future, and on you the world will come to depend. May you always lead by example.
Former principal of the Goodwill Secondary School, Athlin Douglas Murdoch, delivered the feature address at Wednesday's graduation ceremony. She encouraged the graduates to set positive goals as they end the secondary school journey.
One must have a set goal. Going through life without having a goal is equivalent to having a boat sailing without a compass, a boat drifting at sea. In fact, this brings me to another point with regard to the word set. Whilst we need to set a goal, we must be careful about the possibility of another meaning of the word set, that is absolutely fixed, because this is not a good idea. Either we set a goal and that serves as a guide, but life is dynamic, not static. And sometimes you may need to reserve some flexibility to change if along the way you find the need so to do. We cannot be absolutely rigid.
Acting Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education, Chandler Hyacinth, in her remarks to the graduates, spoke of the realities of the current global workplace and government's readiness to assist students to prepare for this ever-changing environment.
The world in which you live is rapidly changing, offering opportunities for success on many fronts. The numerous and swift advances in technology and the expansion of skill-based careers have charted courses to careers never before imagined or explored. The government of Dominica, through its educational programs and initiatives, has made available various avenues that is, if appropriately journeyed, will culminate in success.
GIS News congratulates the 2013 graduating class of the Goodwill Secondary School. And that's the English segment of the news. We now join McPherson St. Luce for the Creole highlights.
Allô tout le monde, bienvenue à cette nouvelle en créole. Non moi, c'est McPherson St. Luce. Premièrement, organisation Caribbean Export Development Agency tient un workshop aujourd'hui où là il y a plein d'informations par compagnie et puis entreprise qui est intéressant et qui proposition taper assistance grant. Ça c'est l'argent que pour payer viewing. Monsieur Grégoire Thomas, c'est officier organisation là.
Une d'autres organisations Dominique qui travaillent pour Caribbean Export pour organiser workshops là. So on est DEXER, on est Dominica Employment and Small Business Agency, Dominica Coalition of Services Industries et puis OECS EDU. Ça nous a fait nous connaître que Caribbean Export ni ça y qui est un grant direct assistance grant scheme. Là y a certaines quantités d'argent y a fait possible pour entreprise qui n'est bon business plan, bon proposal pour yo s'attaquer l'argent pour aider entreprise. Ça qui a fait nous fait recherche, nous garder compte ça qui fait dans ça qui est call for proposals. Nous observons que autant ces pays OECS là et aussi Dominique, nous avons fait assez applications pour grant là. Et pas Caribbean Export pas capable assez applications au Dominique et Caribbean Export et puis ces organisations là nous décidé pour faire workshop ça là pour augmenter capacitation ces compagnies entreprises en Dominique pour ça voyer mes applications pour Caribbean Export. So si nous faisons ça, nous ainsi taper plus assistance au Caribbean Export.
En d'autres nouvelles, secrétaire parlement et puis responsabilité pour les affaires ICT, Honorable Kelva Darum, qui assis par Dominique pour monitorer bien pour manière enfants ayo qui travaillent à internet. Honorable Darum fait parole ça pendant été délivré l'adresse pour te ouvrir festival ICT Madi. Selon Honorable Darum, parole ni ont pas autant important pour voir ça enfants yo qui garder à internet et puis ça autant important. Et des députés qui ont exposé pour bagaille négative à internet, ça peut dommager la vie à eux. Honorable Darrow dit internet autant bon, mais si moun pas porter attention, internet ça autant dangereux. Honorable Darrow aussi mentionné bagaille à porter vagabond quitter power à internet quand concerne négion et puis ça même la cautionné danger bassin négion ça là. Finalement, il dit gouvernement qui met législation en place pour protéger les gens qui sont affectés par des bagailles négatives à internet. Dans la nouvelle, compagnie Petro-Caribbean journée où là yo apprécié constamment ailleurs. Cérémonie vouée par World Ambassador Venezuela pour Dominique His Excellency Hayden Pirella, General Manager Petro-Caribbean José Cifuentes et puis secrétaire parlement en ministre Petro-Caribbean Honorable Ivor Stevenson. Monsieur Ian Pinat, Manager Service Customer Company Salah.
Nous avons customer appreciation. Tout le monde, all over Dominique, qui venu et puis nous apprécions tout. Tout le monde qui a van cooking gas banou, tout le monde qui a van diesel banou, tout le monde qui a gasoline banou et puis tout le monde qui a van asphalt. So nous invitons et puis nous les grandes bagailles, nous apprécions et puis comment nous contents ça you fait banou. You say to the partners et puis nous travaillons ensemble pour faire Petro-Caribbean Dominique successful.
Honorable Ivor Stevenson représente le ministre et puis responsabilité pour Petro-Caribbean.
Nous avons un jour en l'année pour apprécier le travail tout le monde qui travaille et puis Petro-Caribbean. So Petro-Caribbean c'est une organisation Dominique. Ça yo venu là dans temps le président Hugo Chavez et puis Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerritt. Yo donné un agreement pour qui yo vend cylindre, gaz cylindre et puis diesel et puis asphalte pour mon Dominique. So yo capon jouer actuellement pour qui yo approcher tous ces travail là, tous ces monde là qui travaillent et puis Petro-Caribbean pour qui tous ces bails ça vend. Ça me taper ça c'est un bon bagage.
Finalement Dominique expecté pour taper bagaille médecin hot India. Parole ça là sorti god ancien High Commissioner India pour Dominique, His Excellency Mali Mishra. High Commissioner Mishra dit India bien avancé qu'à continuer bagaille santé et puis yo bien parlé assister Dominique puis gouvernement Dominique voye application taper assistance médicale hodeo. Il dit il y a espoir qui on consignment bagaille médical que we veut ici pour l'hôpital Princess Margaret. His Excellency Mishra a aussi gardé devant la relation Dominique et puis India qui continue. Mishra aussi fait parole relation Dominique et puis India en affaires énergie. Messieurs, mesdames, ça c'est tout pour nouvelle Creole pour à présent. Non, moi, c'est McPherson, c'est Luce. Au revoir.
Thank you, McPherson. Coming up next, your tip of the day.
Scary. Everything just shaking and shaking and making big creaky noises.
Earthquakes, big and small, take place in the Caribbean at least 10 times a year.
The dishes rattling and falling and breaking. Then Vonnie started to scream.
All I could think to do was shout, "Get outside, get out!"
Earthquakes, hazards. Take control. Reduce your loss. If an earthquake hits, what can you do? Get down. Get under an item of furniture like a table. Hold on and stay there until the quake passes. Find out lots more about earthquakes and other hazards at your local disaster office. A message from your National Disaster Office and SEDERA.
An overwhelming number of deaths by fire occur in the home. However, in the cases of how to prevent and survive a fire, it's not a question of luck, but of planning ahead. Every home should aim to have at least one working smoke alarm. Never overload circuits or extension cords. When using appliances, follow the manufacturer's safety precautions. Unplug appliances when not in use and practice an escape plan from every room in the house. These simple procedures can save a home and a life. And that's all for this edition of National Focus. We always welcome your suggestions and comments. Drop us an email at gis@dominica.gov.dm or visit our website at news.gov.dm. Friend us on our Facebook page and be sure to like our GIS Dominica fan page. You can also catch up on past National Focus newscasts on our GIS Dominica YouTube channel. On behalf of the entire news production team, I'm Mervin Matthew. Thank you for watching.